Hey guys, welcome back. It is July 7th, 2021, Wednesday. Hope you had a good day in the stock market. Not a whole lot today. We got the SPY we'll talk about GameStop, their moon event, what I think is going to go on for this week and next week for GameStop, some technical analysis, the option plays I have, sub up, like up, comment down, happy money sticks around, and the SPY all-time highs again today. You know, another good day in the stock market. Had this nice dip yesterday, which we kind of caught the top here and profit on this downside. This was just way overextended on the hourly RSI, so I had a pretty good feeling it was going to correct yesterday, which it did, and then the second half of the day it kind of rallied back up, and then today, yeah, another big melt up to, you know, all-time highs again. So on the daily, it's still it's bullish. MACD's crossed over. We've got, you know, solid trend line above the 9-moving average, and it is overextended though. It's high on the RSI. On the weekly, I haven't even looked at the weekly. Yeah, it's been overextended for a bit now on the weekly. But if you look on the daily here, you can see we've had there's kind of an RSI divergence here. This high back here, the RSI was 74. Now we're much higher, and the RSI is even lower. So divergence on the RSI as well as the MACD. MACD is higher here. Our share price is higher here, but the MACD is actually lower. Even though the MACD has crossed over the signal and it's bullish, the divergence in it is showing that this is a top. It's just only a matter of time, really, before it settles down and corrects. We might see it, you know, kind of staggering around for a bit, though. Looks like next week to me for GameStop. And I'm imagining the SPY is going to coincide with that to an extent. So on GameStop, I had that nice dip today. Nice big old dip. It's been a while. They dropped it, I think, like 10% or so today on GameStop. On the iBorrow, it was showing kind of just in this range, nothing crazy. Came up to 500,000. But yeah, so I drew this line here. We've been kind of calling ever since we started this pattern back here, even back after this drop and started flattening out here. I was like, there was never a floor because MACD kept staying bearish. So I thought, you know, started to build the floor, and I was like, I think it'll probably find support down here at 180 at some point. Kind of kept trading in this range, and then I was starting to think maybe it won't ever come down there. Maybe it'll just stay up here. But today we finally had that drop down to 177 was the low. So just about kind of where I was expecting it, but just took a long time to really get it down there. This is good though. This brought the MACD and the signal down and is kind of right in that range now. I expect probably consolidation here and maybe a little bit of a bounce and just consolidation, and that will flatten out this MACD and probably cross it over, but just very slowly and mellowly, I imagine. RSI on the daily is also really low at 41. As you can see, it doesn't want to be down there. We've got this big doji on the daily, so brought it right back up to almost that trend line. If you look back here, to give you kind of an example of the MACD crossing over but not much happening. So I imagine it'll be kind of like this, kind of consolidate. We'll probably get close to retesting that low, but not really. It'll probably be a little higher like this is, and then see others kind of just trade sideways for a bit. But look, in this time, MACD crossed over bullish, then it went back bearish, then it went back bullish. So I think we'll kind of do something like this. I don't think it'll go back and forth, but it could. And I'm hoping it's not this long of a time range. Like we were saying before, back here, this failed to deliver, cover just like this one. I had this melting down trend line, and then had to consolidate at the bottom. We're seeing that. And I've been saying I hope it's not as long as this one, but maybe it is, maybe it's not. I think by next week, though, this should find kind of a nice floor in this range. So I expect it maybe to kind of test this 180 or close to it, but really probably just consolidate around here. Maybe come up, little bounce, and then down, and all the while the MACD is going to be tightening and trying to turn bullish. That's kind of my prediction. And then for that to happen over the time period, just on the technical analysis, I would say not till next week till we see bullish on the MACD, bullish on the RSI, needs to tick up, and all of that goodness. And that coincides with the crypto date that they have on their address or whatever for the 14th, which is Wednesday. There's also housing market data, I think, next week. There's a few things going on next week. There's a big fail to deliver next Friday. And AMC kind of did the same thing today. However, AMC previous price action is in a completely different pattern than GME. So I think AMC and GME will probably inverse by next week. That's kind of my guess. So today, I just looked at it briefly, but yeah, kind of didn't have this rebound like GME did. Had a little bounce off the bottom, but not really the same amount of rebound. So TA on AMC, the technical analysis on it's very, very bearish at this point. Maybe it'll come down to find this 31 support and consolidate. Maybe it'll keep coming down to that 19-20 support. Hard to know. But I think when these are inversing, that as well as the SPY inversing, that could be the beginning of a squeeze. But like we've said, we've only seen SPY kind of shooting up and then the market tanking. So if we see the market tanking and the SPY or in GME is actually goes up on that will be different, and seeing something different is good. So that's kind of what we're looking for. So anyways, yeah, nice dip buy here. We actually I had all this cash to sell premium and all stoked, and back here I start selling puts, even though I'm like, this is bearish and sketchy, so I keep selling puts. And I exercised some of them, so we have shares, but then I rolled last week's over and it's still bearish. But I'm like, yeah, I could have sold covered calls on it, but I never really had any bump where I wanted to sell covered calls. I just kind of waiting for that, and it kind of keep just melting down. So probably just hold them for now. If we get a good bump that kind of tests this resistance, maybe I'll sell some covered calls on them, at least for this week. Next week I want exposure. I'll show you the trades we did. Not much today, kept it pretty mellow. Let's see, sold to close. SPY. Okay, yeah, so I did a call credit spread on the SPY, as well as I bought some calls on GME on that dip, that beautiful dip. So we actually timed it pretty well. Kind of right down here, I'll show you. So this, the very, very bottom, these are 5-minute candles. Very, very bottom is at 10. And let's see, I actually put it in the Discord. I'll just show you in there. So yeah, so we got this 200 call for this Friday, kind of just trying to get that bounce, because I figured on the bounce we'd be able to get some premium back. Debit spreads or selling premium maybe would have been better because the premium was so high just from it dropping like crazy, but I don't know, I just got naked calls anyways. So I got a 200 call at 9:51, which was like right here, which was still a little early, like right around here. It was kind of consolidating there. And we haven't seen a dip like this in a while, so I kind of pulled the trigger a little early, but kept coming down. And I can't remember how many I got. I think I got like 3 of those. Anyways, I closed those out later up here for basically break even. Just because I was like, okay, this is all the move that's going to happen. It's just going to be stagnant now. So, but then at 10:02 right here, this one was timed almost, yeah, I mean, pretty much right at the bottom. This is the 10-minute or 10 o'clock, and this is 10:05. So I got some calls for next week, which I wanted. Wow, they like that timing. I wanted some exposure for next week. Again, it's just on hype. It's not on TA because we haven't reversed from this bearish pattern. It still looks bearish, but yeah, if you get enough of a dip, you can get these cheap enough to where even if it's kind of flat and it's kind of crushing IV a little bit, it might still be cheaper than if you buy it later, closer to when you have the explosive price action. Not always, but this is nice kind of exposure to it as we drift along, just in case there's news or something. Only got a few of them though. Let me see, we got so those are 250 calls for next week. Those are these. So they fluctuate a little bit. They're up 16% right now. On the big bounce, I think they're up like 30% at the most, like right here or here. And then just this flattening out, you know, it's going to lose premium. So we'll see. I wanted exposure for next week, so no harm in buying some of the dip. And I'll probably wait to do any more dip buying just till it's closer, and then waiting for price action and lots of volume. Again, these puts, we'll see. We might be up at 205, 210 by the end of the week. Hard to know. It seems like, let's see. Probably not 210. Seems like we could be around the 200 range though. Because right now we're kind of at that bottom of that channel, so if we kind of consolidate and flatten out here, I think that that 200 range. So at any rate, I'll roll some of these over and maybe exercise and probably get more exposure to next week naked calls if there's seems to be an opportunity. So the call credit spread I got on SPY, it's a 434, 435 call credit spread. Pretty even, down 9%. I got it a little early. I think I got it right here. Yeah. So it's probably, it's too early of a play. I kind of imagine us consolidating here before it kind of starts to correct, or even melting up for longer. So we'll see. That's for Friday. And when I got it, again, it was kind of making that double top. So it was here, made a double top. And so that's why I did it, yeah. But kept melting up, so we'll see. Those I might have to roll over also. And let's see, on a long term, we've got Airbnb, have a covered call I sold on that. That's kind of selling off right now on the daily. It's pretty bad. MACD actually just crossed over to big red candle under the 9 moving average. On the hourly, it looks like it's going to bounce though. So I'll probably expect a bounce tomorrow on Airbnb. Up to somewhere around here, and then probably continue its downward trend on that. And we sold, what did we sell? I think Rocket. We sold I sold the cover call on Rocket. Hourly is looking bullish on it, but on the daily it's kind of downward. So I sold it pretty close to the money. I think 19.5 for Friday. See what that thing does. But yeah, all my other plays are, you know, not doing much. A lot of naked plays, not a whole lot of spreads right now, so that's kind of risky. But the market's been somewhat flat in a sense, so premiums have come down. So once we get a pretty volatile move, the premiums on these will come up quite a bit. Haven't seen a real big move, at least on like the overall market and some of the individual plays I have. Coin ripped up today for some reason. Not sure about that. Oh, our AMC call credit spread. It's crazy. The premiums on those in the spread, it's still down, even though AMC was down a lot today. So I kind of want to average on that one, even get some more exposure. It's pretty far out of the money though. But that's what I got for you guys. I'm stoked. It's more of a waiting game. Man, sometimes it's tough, especially I'm not like doing many plays, so tough to just hang around. But sub up, like up, comment down. Follow us on Twitter if you want. Happy Money sticks around. Yeah, here's the GameStop tweet. Moon Jam. GameStop is presenting this event, this Minecraft event or something. Last, I guess, for a month. But yeah. So they want to go to the moon on July 20th. So it's maybe a couple days after that most of us were planning to be there, but we'll see. Oh, there's a rocket. Okay, we have a Discord too if you want to get on there. And we will see you tomorrow. Peace out.